They're delighted when you can speak their language telepathically. They're delighted and they're patient. It's almost like they know that we're struggling with it. It works on two levels. It's simply, animals think in pictures, so they can see the thoughts in your mind. We also think in pictures. Always, thoughts are always images. When you start communicating with animals, you become more aware of those images because you're always receiving them. A lot of times animals are picking up your emotional imbalances. They reflect back to you, and unless you change, their behavior will not change. It will continue. That's one thing that animals do for us. Become aware more and more, because then you'll know what messages you're giving out to people, to others, and to your animals. So animals, they're natural psychics and they're natural empaths, and they're natural healers, and they are teachers. They sense your energy and your intentions. We do the same thing. We all are psychic. We're always telepathic when we're talking to someone, but we're just not aware of it because we're so used to our language in words. We are clairvoyant, which means clear seeing. We're watching a person's facial expressions as they speak, the expression in their eyes, their body language, and we're intuiting all this stuff as we're talking. We hear things. You're driving down the road and a little voice says, turn left. You don't listen and you turn right and there's a big traffic jam or something. Your intuition's always talking to you, your inner voice. We also hear people. We hear what they're not saying. They tell you one thing, but we can almost read their minds sometimes. Something else is going on in their life. Clairsentience, feeling. Animals are natural empaths. We feel their pride, we feel their arrogance, we feel their energy. You know immediately if you trust someone, you know their intentions. All of this stuff is happening all the time. The last one is claircognizance, clear knowing. It's just when you know, you don't know how you know, but you know. And this happens all the time to all of us. Scientists are finding that every atom in the universe is connected and communicating with the other atom. All atoms are receiving and sending information, bouncing back and forth in waves of energy, and it never stops. And they call this entanglement. Even the tiniest photon falling from the stars will be entangled with every atom it meets on its pathway to Earth. They call this the 0 point field because even at 0 degrees, the atoms are still in constant motion. We, our bodies, our cells in our body are communicating with each other. They compare the universe to a hologram in that you cannot separate one part of anything from the whole because the whole is contained in every part. We really are. When you hear the expression "we're all one," we really are. It's one big cosmic web. Quantum physics refers to it as the field. They refer to it as the matrix, the divine matrix. God, I refer to it as God. God, the presence, the field, the atoms, the energy is in every life form, no matter how tiny. It's everywhere, and you cannot ever be separated from it. It's our bodies that give us that physical illusion of separateness. And quantum physics is they're proving that there are no boundaries. Energy has no boundaries. Thoughts are energy. thoughts can travel faster than the speed of light, and that's how we do remote telepathic communication. I could be speaking to a cat in Peru. I mean, it's fascinating. How does that happen? We are all energy beings, and if you think of ourselves as in that way, then it changes your whole perspective on how you relate to each other and your animals. Alan Boone says, "The mind of the universe is constantly speaking through all life and for the greater good of all life. There were no boundaries separating us from each other except in the dark illusions of the human senses." When you think about animal communication, this is what it is. It's a matter of developing these abilities that you already have.